Hey Leo, welcome to your pick a card reading. This one applies to the second week of January. This one is the one where we're going to explore the monthly and weekly theme for this week of the Ten of Wands, which came out in your 2020 year ahead forecast, and Making a Choice, which came out in your January general reading. The links to those videos are below if you want to look and hear more about them. But this is going to be about pruning the responsibilities and the burdens that you're carrying this week and how we can kind of narrow that down a little bit. I'm using Power of Surrender and Science Tarot. This is stack 1, stack 2, stack 3. They are time-stamped below, so you can skip right to them. Please like and definitely comment, because I don't talk very long, and if you want to know more or to communicate with me about it, I do respond in the comments and try to answer questions. And I also do personal readings, and the link to that information is below also. So let's get started with stack 1. Leo, you have 10 of Swords, King of Pentacles, Surrender, Procrastination. So it seems to be that if you're making a choice, it's going to be between thought and action. And it seems as though you've been thinking something to death and drilling down and looking at it so much closer and closer and closer, trying to find your answers, that you've gone past the point of it being a useful, larger picture, and that you've gone to the microscopic level, and that can't have the information that you can have by looking at the bigger picture. And so there's a need to zoom back out. And with procrastination, it means right now. So immediately come back out of your head about this and get back into the physical world where you do have an action plan to take place. So if you have been procrastinating on taking an action and procrastinating on being grounded about it, the way to come back to being grounded is to come back out of the clouds and back into your body where you can actually do something about it. And so where this pruning is taking place and this making a choice, it is making a choice to become grounded and to choose to no longer think it to death, because you're not getting anywhere that way, and it's causing you to procrastinate until you find an answer, and you aren't finding it at the level that you're looking at it. So you need to back up and get grounded and then make the choice from that standpoint. Stack 2, you have Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Surrender to Success. So where I feel like if there's been a choice, it's between, am I going to succeed or am I going to fail? Well, this course of action, like you're kind of on the fence as to whether or not something is going to work out for you, and whether offering your emotions into something and pouring your emotions into something is going to work in your favor or not. And where this Ace of Swords come in is believing and having the epiphany that why couldn't it work out for you, that what you want does want you, and that it is to surrender to the possibility that it could work out, and that kind of holding yourself back and refusing to make a choice out of fear that it couldn't keeps you stuck and keeps you from moving forward. And that while the possibility of it not working out the way you'd ideally like to, practice believing that your life does ultimately work out in your favor, even though the immediate circumstances may seem to be against you. Look back at times where things felt that way, but in the long run, haven't things ultimately worked out in your favor? They just didn't like the way the universe had it set up and the way it looked at the time. So surrender to your belief that things are going to work out in your favor, and that holding yourself back from action and holding yourself back from making choices keeps you from moving on to that next phase. So that's stack 2. Stack 3, 8 of Pentacles, the World, and surrender your addictions. So in this case, I'm not feeling like addictions is anything very major or serious. It's because with the Eight of Pentacles, it feels to me like something that has become part of your daily routine. It's something that you work with. It's something that you function with. I mean, it's like I'm feeling like on the level of your daily coffee or whatever that little mama's little helper is. It can be people pleasing. It can be workaholism. It can be whatever that is for you. But it's something that really is part of your daily existence, and that while that has not been a problem, you've gotten along just fine with this world. It is showing like a leveling up and a graduation and moving beyond just fine, and I get by and it works for me good enough. But what would it look like if you were completely free from that thing and you were functioning on all cylinders without any kind of crutch or help whatsoever, but you were entirely in your own power for that. So where we're making choices, you may be choosing something to cut out, a wand to put down, something that may have helped you at one point, but now it's something that's now it's more of a burden and a pain in the butt than when it first was your help. So that's just something to explore. Check in. I'm doing another one in a week. Thank you, Leo.